I envy the stability that comes with the information that you have. For example,
Yeah.
you kind of like, as a qual researcher, you kind of sit on with data, and then you can make precise corrections for your clients.
Yeah.
And you can,
Yeah.
you can like, you can do the right thing, you can say the right thing, you can always be right, you can because you're sitting on uh, a lot of feedback, right?
Mhm.
Yeah. So
Yeah. Um,
an artist doesn't
yeah.
have that. An artist is always having this, the client in the mind and the artist in the mind, and so maybe it doesn't
Mhm.
work.
I wonder if artists realize that they envy one thing about the other party. Like they envy the one quality of money making that, say, somebody in the corporate world or brands or anybody, working in that system has. Whereas the other way around, people are envying 10 things about an artist. So when it's about just that envy quality, I feel like, it's still a lighter conversation for an artist where, they have, at the end of the day, if you have confidence, I mean, you ask me questions about how you brand yourself. I can tell you about what we do for brands. Like we tell them, oh, this is your archetype, understand your audience, what do you want to do, who do you want to be, what are some core values that lie at the center of your brand, what are some core emotions that you want your audiences to feel. And then all of this is created in a room, like you said, it's created in a room where we sit and analyze and figure out what should this particular brand stand for. But there is, before anything else, there's a lot of conviction there. So I would like to ask, like, when it's about, you say that a lot of artists work for free, why is
Yeah.
it that artists undervalue their own work?
I
Because if you undervalue your own work or your own values and you question your own ethics,
I-
then nobody out there is going to do it. And that's one thing that
what a point.
businesses do well, whether or not they have the confidence, whether or not they are really doing meaningful work, they pretend as if they are, or they assume that they are, and eventually one day, act as if it's true, and someday it'll become true. So I would like to ask you that, is it true that, is it right to assume that artists do themselves undervalue their own work and their own labor and
So,
undersell themselves? Like we were talking
so
about selling earlier. Are artists underselling themselves out there?
okay, I'm going to speak on behalf of all artists. I'll be a little safe, but I'll also be a little carefree. Let me just say this out.
Yeah.
So in my knowledge, in my experience, all right, an artist is using platforms like Instagram, and you'll see musicians playing gigs on Insta Live. You'll
Yeah.
see a painter doing a live demo on Insta Live or on Facebook, and you'll see, you'll see a dancer dancing. You'll see
Yeah.
an actor doing an audition tapes kind of a thing, or you know,
Hmm.
and it's all just for views, and it's all, no,
Hmm.
the person has not made any money. I've
Hmm.
never seen a banker do that. I've
Hmm.
never seen a lawyer work for free. I've never seen a market researcher work for free. I've never
Hmm.
seen an HR person be like, "Hey, you know what? I can do this. I'll help you out."
Hmm.
No, it's they
Hmm.
they value their time. They value their ideas. They value their.
Hmm.
I don't even know what's the right thing to say because I'm such a dumb artist, right? Because I'm such a unorganized mind that I don't even know
Yeah.
what to say to you. Is that I don't know which side of what. How do you value yourself? Because in the end, there's
Right.
there's a currency. The currency is money, right? We are all transacting this one currency. Right
Yeah.
now, we are not discussing time or gravity, right? We are discussing a very real
Yeah.
thing. It's money,
Yeah.
and if money is
Yeah.
the denominator,
Yeah.
I see many creatives
Hmm.
handing out or putting their time, out there, filling
Hmm.
up pages and pages of Instagram. Hell, even what I'm doing right now, this thing, right? You just made me realize. Right, I'm doing this.
I'm just,
Yeah, right. It's like,
yeah.
yeah, right. Yeah, I'm doing it for free, right? It's like,
Yeah.
so yeah, I'm doing it for
So
free.
can
Somebody
I
pay
ask
me.
you a question
So
then?
yeah,
Sorry.
no. So why am I doing it for free? What do I do with these thoughts of mine? What do I do? I get sleepless nights thinking about creative things. If I don't put them out there, what do I do with these ideas? The organized corporate mind is not going to work for free. They'll wait it out. Right? They'll wait it out. They'll be like, no, till I'm employed, I'm not going to tell anybody that I'm a doctor or an engineer. But an artist, unemployed, won't make any money, might be a hobby artist. He'll put a banner out there. He'll be like, I'm an artist. The girl will be like, hey, I'm a dancer. I'm an artist. They're very free. So in a way, the artist is a very loose thing to say now in the age of Facebook, Instagram. Everybody is doing it for free. So that brings the value down financially for everybody.
So are you saying the artist sort of acts against himself or herself? Like they're acting against themselves when they are doing this. So it's like a chicken and egg problem. You undervalue yourself, you don't make any money, you're not branding yourself.
And it's not just that. And the corporates see that. So they're like, hey, you're having a great time doing this. Why do you want money for it?
So I have
and
a background.
That brings the whole that brings that brings the whole bar down. Like if artists didn't do this free thing on social media, if the artist did not do this free thing on social media, then the value for dancing, or the value of playing a live acoustic set, or the value of would be higher. I feel like by putting so much music out there, by putting so much, I mean, what do you do with these thoughts? They come to you as a creative person. They come to you. You recording them, locking them in a soft copy or a hard copy, is the only way you can get yourself out there. And it's like catch-22. It's like a situation which is, and that's the sad part. And not many people are ready to pay for it. I mean, why would you pay for it if there's so much happening free? That's what I'm trying to ask you. So how, in such an ecosystem, how does the artist brand themselves? How do they pitch themselves? How do they, make money? How do they? It's not about the money, but it's about how do they position themselves?
Yeah. Well, I think you said some very interesting things, and I have a background in somewhat of what one could call ethnography, right? Like you use ethnographic principles. So one of the things you observe is that any system which is very organized and works on organization will, mooch off of systems that don't really fit into classifications. I know people talk about that in terms of colonization. The British came and had a classification for everything, and then everything that didn't fit into that classification was undervalued. So you gotta, so when you're saying that it's about money, what is it really about? What is money? Is that the only thing that organizes this corporate sector and the corporation is that they have something called currency. They've created currency out of something, out of paper, and they've given value to that.
Yeah.
So in an artistic universe, I always wonder that, of course, there are conversations about larger conversations saying what's an alternative to capitalism. But is it possible for artists to think about their currency?
Yeah.
Currency as in
explain
what is
that.
their currency if it's not money?
Can you explain that? I don't know what you're saying. I don't understand what you're saying. Can you articulate that a little more? Can you explain that a little more? I understand what you're saying, but can you, in a way, help me polish this idea a little more?
Yes. I mean, this is just something that I think about often, saying that the only reason why something is valued or not valued, say, when you're talking about the CEO's time or somebody's time in, say, the corporate sector, you are paid for 1 hour of work, and that 1 hour payment is very clearly defined, and the output is very clear because it's all pitched against some form of like a profit that the company is making. You don't have to become this system if you are not naturally a part of that system. So, for example, an artist doesn't have to come and replicate, okay, this is how, things are organized in business. This is how time costs are divided. So how do I value 1 hour of my labor just the way 1 hour of an accountant's labor is valued? So what is it? So in the corporate sector, if it's profit that everything is pitched against, what is it for artists? And I mean, thinking about it, I know that it's about like money and sustenance and all of that. But if you think about profit as a larger idea, it's one clear goal. And when you have one clear goal about anything, you're going to be able to organize a lot more easily. So I asked myself, like, it's not necessary that you have to have one clear goal, but what is real currency when it comes to artists? What is it that they're really selling? is it true that there's a lot of
I need to ask
gray
myself.
area there even in the artist's mind? And sure, that's it's not always ideal to be absolutely clear about what you want to
Yeah, yeah,
do,
yeah.
but it's, I mean, if it is money that artists want to make, then maybe there needs to be a bit more clarity about what it is that they are really offering in terms of, say, 1 hours of work or 1 hour's worth of, I mean, not in money value, but in other sense, other aspects.
You know,
Um,